Welcome back to Hasbro's Hide. Now we're going to give the Annealeez 2.0 a much longer test. And so I've loaded just as much brass as this hopper can hold. It's all mixed 5.56 and 2.23, Winchester, Lake City, and Remington Peters brass particularly. So we're going to fire it up and we're going to let it run, and we'll use our counter and see just how much brass is in this hopper that it'll hold, at least to this level. While this is running, I'll show you another piece of brass. This is some of the Lake City once fired brass. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this was sized and etc. before and final trimmed. But before I seated the bullet, I thought I'd go ahead and anneal them to make more consistent neck tension. But this still does. I have not sent it through the tumbler for a final time. It still has a little bit of Hornady spray-on case lube. And you can see, I don't know if you can see there well, but the color is not exactly what it should be compared to before. And of course there's a little bit of burnt material there. You can see a ring around the neck that wasn't there before. So just a heads up that even the slightest amount of case lube I think should be cleaned before. It may be logical to do so, but I wanted to test just to see if it would just flash off or not, and it apparently does not, at least for the Hornady. I don't know if that one case I just moved sticking out was a result of too many cases or too much of a compression load on the wheel or not, or whether it just was at an odd angle. You get this many loaded up, the angle kind of gets skewed eventually because of the taper on the cases, but no big deal, just pulled it out and pushed it up. It seems like they may be pushing out just a little bit here as they're starting to come forward here. We'll let it go and see if it does anything to jam the system. I don't know if you can see this well in the video because of the angle you're straight on, but these are definitely out. These are probably 3/16 of an inch forward, these very bottom ones. So there definitely is a column load effect and perhaps a shear effect going on with these cases sliding that's pushing them forward. But we'll just let them run because the system does tend to push the cases rearward the way it's made. So we'll just see what happens. grab this piece of brass. It was definitely messed up. If I can find the right one. I'll have to separate it out in a minute. There's definitely a piece of brass that looked flat as they're going through the annealing. These cases, by the way, since you saw the one that was flat, it probably been stepped on, but these cases have not been sized yet. So I just cleaned them, we decapped them, cleaned them in the wet Frankfurt Arsenal wet tumbler, and then we're annealing them. So after this, then we'll size, trim, chamfer, deburr, and then we'll be able to, of course, load. You can see by our counter we're approaching 90, and that is basically what was held in pretty much this area of the hopper. A little bit of this went forward. So you can imagine we are well over 200 cases in the hopper. We'll find out exactly here how many 223 cases it practically holds. You see with this many cases too, there's others that have posted this kind of thing before, but I'll probably go to Dollar Tree, something like that, and find a very inexpensive tray to hold more cases. This Annealeez case is very nice, tray I should say. It's very nice, but for this amount of brass, it's obviously going to be too small. I've had to empty it several times on less than this amount. I suspect it'll hold, well, it obviously holds more than 100. But as you get to this 100, then they start to want to roll and blocks underneath that wheel. Here in a second to empty it. You can't see, it's just what I'm emptying it into is just simply a cardboard shipping box. It's just as convenient, it doesn't get hurt by the temperature, and it allows them to cool, spread them out. see now, as this, hopefully you can see anyway, as the amount of brass is decreasing here and the cases fall farther and farther down, they are no longer pushing towards us or towards the camera here. They are back against the case. So the case, like I say, is angled. It tries to, from gravity and friction, etc., and from the wheels angle, push the cases back. And it does do that. So it must have been the vertical column more than the horizontal. You get that much mass above, and it was sort of pushing them out, but it handled it no problem. I pushed the first one back, and I probably didn't have to, because I didn't do the rest of them, and they've pushed themselves back and worked themselves through the system without any issues. Let's see what happens there. Good. So you saw a case, it hit the other one and blocked coming out, but it's no problem. When the other case was dropped, both the momentum of the wheel and the mass of the case just knocked it right out of the way. So that's encouraging that you don't have to catch every single possible misfeed. It just shows a well thought out design. I know running this many cases will make a long video. I just kind of run this so you can see everything. If you're just coming back to us, if you're fast forwarded through the system, we had a full hopper all the way to the top of 223 cases, and as they worked themselves down, some of the ones in this area started pushing forward. But in fact, it was no issue. The system still was able to pull them back and pull them into position before they went through. And so it's no problem. But if you're just coming back and fast forwarding, I just wanted you to know that fact. Yeah, that was good. I thought I would have to fix that, but in fact it did itself. It's about time to empty this hopper again though. Probably can shake it a little bit here. Maybe we can get the recipes in it. For those that have seen the other two videos, I've been also annealing more 223 brass. I'm just getting it all run with this setup before I change anything. And so right now the total count of brass I've run through this anneal so far is well in excess of 700 cases without a single issue, a single misfeed, any issues of slipping of the motor or gears, nothing like that. it just continues to perform as you would hope, and very reliably. Here's where the hopper starts to get really full. So this is probably, yeah, it's working. It didn't jam it, but we'd be getting closer. So that's more, when you run this many, you really need to get a bigger bin for the bottom, or empty it more often. But you can see when I've done it, you have to go very fast before the next case drops. And I don't really want it dropping on a workbench that hot.